you guys for joining us today. I will hand things off to Suzanne from AHA.
Thank you. My name's Suzanne Mitchell, and I'm from the Healthy Food Center located at Forbes Hospital. I work for the Center for Inclusion Health, which is out of Allegheny Health Network. And today I'm here to talk to you about eating right for a healthy weight. So one of the things when we eat for a healthy weight is reducing your weight and maintaining a healthy weight has many benefits. One of the main benefits, it will help for you to maintain your blood pressure. It could help to keep your blood sugars in line. It reduces the risk for diabetes, type 2 diabetes. It can help with your cholesterol. If you have any sleep apnea symptoms, reducing your weight can help with that also. It can also help you reduce the medications that you take. It also helps with chronic inflammation or joint pain. If you experience some shortness of breath when you reduce your weight, it makes it easier for you to walk and not have such shortness of breath. So whenever we try and lose weight, one of the main things that we think about is the weight doesn't come off in a large amount, but it doesn't go on in a large amount. So in other words, you don't gain 30 pounds overnight, you gain weight gradually. So when we take the weight off, we want to take the weight off gradually also. Usually about 1 to 2 pounds a week is realistic. To set a good weight goal for yourself for weight loss, if you're trying to lose weight, I would say 5 to 10% of whatever your body weight is. So for example, if you weigh 198 pounds and you want to take off as a starting goal 5% of that, you would take the first two numbers of 198, which would be 19, divide it by 2, it gives you about 9.5 pounds, which would be a good starting goal for weight loss. Small successes will build confidence in larger goals. So once you hit that 9.5 pounds, it's easier to take a little bit more off it and meet that ultimate goal of whatever that may be. When we talk about weight, one of the big things is a BMI. When you go to the doctors, they may talk to you about where your BMI range is. So a healthy BMI would be between 18.5 to 24.9. That would be a good range for your BMI to be. And what is a BMI? It's a body mass index. That is taken from the values derived from the mass and the height of a person, and a BMI is defined as the body mass divided by the square of the body height, and it is expressed in units, and that's where we get that, what the BMI should be. So if your BMI is between 18.5 to 24.9, that's a healthy range. When you hit 25, you're a little overweight. That's where you should start thinking, maybe I should lose a couple pounds. And then if it's over 30, that would be obesity. So that's where you really want to be concerned about maybe losing a little bit of weight, just so that you can get back in that range and be healthy and, again, control the blood pressures, control the blood sugars, help if you have any chronic pain or any other comorbidities that pertain to that weight loss or that weight gain. So one of the questions that we hear is, how many calories should I eat a day? That would vary depending from person to person. So everybody that's here in the room would have a different amount of needs or calories that they would need to maintain their body weight. When you are sleeping or just sitting, your body burns calories. It burns calories when you move your arms or you blink your eyes. So we would figure how many calories would your body need if you were just sitting still. And again, that would be different for everybody. Whenever we figure that out, it goes with your age or activity level. If you have any illness or comorbidities, that would be what we would factor in to figure out how many calories each person's needs would be. So in order to figure out what your calories are, you would want to meet with a dietitian. They can help you figure that out based on your age, your sex, your size, activity level. Okay. So in order to lose weight, I have some tips to support weight loss if you're trying to lose a couple pounds. One of the main things would be to change your eating habits. That usually would be the ultimate thing to help you to lose weight. Keeping a food diary of everything you eat and drink can help you to become mindful of whatever your food choices are. Your food diary can be used as a tool. Whenever you write down what you need, or you can record it in an app also, it helps you to see what foods you are eating and what foods you can eliminate to help you to maintain your weight loss goal. And you can use an app, or you can do it by pen and paper, whatever works the best for you. Some strategies for weight loss would be measuring out your food portions, or using a scale to help figure out the weight of the foods, especially with meats. If you were looking to eat 3 ounces of meat at a meal, using a weight scale would be helpful to obtaining that. Support is a huge thing whenever you're trying to lose weight or maintain a weight. So having a friend that can support you or help you to change your habits, especially when you start to make a plan that you're trying to stick to and then you kind of fall off that plan, it's good to have a friend to say to you, you're really supposed to be trying to lose weight. You may not want to eat that second or third cupcake, and that's always pretty helpful. Or even to have them as a walking or exercise buddy. That's always good to have that support. Keeping fresh fruits and vegetables on hand is always a good way to help you to maintain a weight or to lose weight. If you clean them, cut them, have them ready to go, you can even portion them out. It's always helpful, especially when we've spent the day out doing things and we come home and you're hungry, and it's very easy to just open the refrigerator and grab something that's already prepared or portioned out or whatever, or to grab a pack of cookies or something like that. So it's nice to have foods on hand that are the healthier choices. Makes it easier for us to stick to that plan. You also want to avoid purchasing foods that are going to tempt you to eat, things that are not as healthy. So avoid purchasing snack chips, cookies, cakes, things that are, not so good for you. And keep in mind that veggies are always a low-calorie snack and always very easy to clean, cut, prepare, and have on hand. Vegetables can be dipped in things like a low-fat ranch dressing or a low-fat dip of some sort, hummus, maybe some salsa. Gives them a great taste and kind of perks them up from being just a boring veggie. Another trick too would be preparing your own meals. When we cook at home, we know what is in the meal, opposed to whenever we go to a restaurant, we really don't know how much butter, how much fat, how much salt, how much everything is in the restaurant meal. A restaurant meal is a nice treat, and if you do go to a restaurant, you may want to only eat half and take the other half home. Usually restaurant meals tend to be a lot higher in calories. Some menus do have sections where they have lower calorie meals and they have that figured out for you. That's always an option too, to look for something that's healthier or lower in calories. You can think about how you prepare meals and cutting calories by cooking without as much fats. And you don't want to lose the flavoring also whenever you start cutting out the butter and some of the creamy things that can go into some really good dishes. You can actually add flavor to meals by adding lemon, lime, oranges. You can do fresh herbs. They're always helpful and spice up whatever you're eating. You can use non-stick sprays opposed to using butters or even olive oils. I've noticed in a lot of the bigger grocery stores have flavored olive oils or infused olive oils, so you can get maybe an orange one or one that has like a basil or rosemary flavoring, which are pretty nice to add to the cooking and healthy. You can use low-fat dairy, a plain low-fat Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. The tub butters are better for you than whatever the stick butter or margarine is. Whenever you look at a stick butter or margarine, think of it in the state at room temperature. It's thick and solid. Whenever you see olive oils, they're thin. So whenever they're in your body, that's how they're going to run through your body. Olive oil would be more like a liquid, and then a stick butter would be, or stick margarine would be a much more solid state. So that's a good way to know too if something is a little bit healthier. You would want it in that liquid form, not melted, but at their room temperature in that liquid form would be definitely the better choice. Also too, salads, you want to be mindful of what you put on your salad. We can start out with really good intentions and make a healthy salad with lots of fresh greens and vegetables, and then once we start adding toppings onto the salad, we can add the calories in, like bacon bits, cheeses, things like that. Also, thick and creamy dressings can add calories to the salad, so you would be better off to use a light dressing or an olive oil and vinegar, or any type of oil and vinegar. And also too, you want to make sure that you believe in yourself and know that you can do it if you're trying to lose weight. Another thing that helps with weight loss or maintaining a healthy weight is exercise, which is very important for all of us. Adults should have about 30 minutes a day of exercise. We all exercise at different levels too. Some people cannot walk or can't tolerate more intense exercise for maybe some type of a medical reason. You want to speak with your physician about what would be an appropriate exercise for you to do. If you're able to walk, that's always great. You want to find a safe place to walk. You can walk in a large grocery store or a community park, or even walk around your house. So it's very helpful. Another important thing in maintaining an overall healthy body and healthy weight, which is one we really seldomly think about, is hydration. Being well hydrated is very important to keep your body at its best shape, and also to help to maintain a healthy weight. So drinking water, some of the benefits of and I can't emphasize enough how important water is for hydration over anything else, over sodas, juices, anything like that. First of all, water has no calories in it. It prevents hydration, which is a condition that can cause unclear thinking, result in mood change, a cause to your body to overheat, and to lead to constipation, and also to kidney stones when you don't have enough water in you. I'm sure everyone here has experienced a time where you really haven't drank enough water and you start to feel maybe a little bit of a headache or a little lightheaded or whatever, and then you drink a little water and it does make you feel better. Water is good for helping manage the body weight. It helps reduce calorie intake, especially when you substitute it for drinks that have calories, such as sweet tea and regular soda. Hydration's needed for cellular function. It's critical for digestion and for absorption. It keeps your electrolytes in balance. It keeps your body at a normal temperature. It helps to lubricate and cushion your joints. It protects your spinal cord. It also protects other sensitive tissues. Getting rid of waste through urination, perspiration, and bowel movements. Water is needed for that also. I hear a lot of people will say, oh, I'm dehydrated. Should I have a sports drink to help me hydrate? So water is actually going to be the best choice for hydration. If you were to drink a sports drink, you would maybe want to have one if you were exercising strenuously. If you were in the heat, you might want to have some type of a sports drink. Or if you're experiencing vomiting or diarrhea and you have that type of dehydration, then a sports drink might be the choice to hydrate you in that situation. Sports drinks usually have sugars added to them. They may have some sodium, and they also may have potassium added to them. So if you're experiencing other health conditions, you may not want to rely on a sports drink for hydration versus water, because it may add salt that you don't need, or potassium, or sugar too that you wouldn't need. Okay, any questions on eating for a healthy weight or hydration?
What about soy milk? Is that okay for you?
So soy milk would be a good choice because it's low in fat and it's also high in protein. So that would be why you would want to choose soy milk for heart health. Some people can't tolerate the soy, so they may want to stay away from that. As far as milk that comes from a cow, 1% or skim milk is perfectly fine, but soy milk would be the choice for that. So we see soy milk, oat milk, almond milk, regular milk, right? Almond milk will have not as much protein, but it's an okay choice if you like the almond milk. It's a fine choice. Same with the oat milk too. That's just based on preference. It won't offer the protein that you'll get from the soy milk or from regular cow's milk, but it's fine choice too, and it's really just your preference. For soy milk, almond milk, and oat milk, you want to watch that it doesn't have added sugars to it, because then you may be defeating the purpose of drinking that for a health reason.
What about water? Like, would it be okay to, let's say, put a tad of lime juice into it and a little bit of stevia?
So he asked me if it's okay to put some lime juice or stevia or something in the water. You can flavor the water however you like if you're not a water drinker. The little drops that you can buy to enhance the flavor of the water is perfectly fine. You can add lemons, you can add limes, you can add oranges to it. If you like to put an artificial sweetener in the water, you can do that. I would probably limit that and try and keep it a little bit more with lemons, limes. You can actually infuse the water with cucumbers. You can infuse it with basil and cucumbers. There's a lot of different ways that you can add flavor to that water. I've seen fresh cranberries in the water, or strawberries, blueberries. There's a lot of water bottles that you can purchase where you can add the fruit in and it won't leak into the water, and it still gives you that flavor. If that helps you to increase your water intake, that's perfectly fine. Any other questions?
What about peanut butter, freshly made at home, unsalted, and you grind it yourself, and there's nothing else in it but pure peanut butter?
So he's asking me about peanut butter. How good is peanut butter? Is excellent for you. Peanut butter is very high in protein. It's a good choice of protein. It's a healthy fat. Peanut butter also will have a lot of calories in it. So if you're watching for your weight, you really want to watch the portion on the peanut butter. But peanut butter is absolutely a great choice for nutrition. Peanut butter that's fresh made, or peanut butter that doesn't have the added salt and sugar and stuff is really a good choice. And peanut butter is great to add to anything you would like for a snack. You can put it on celery, you can put it on apples, you can put it on a plain rice cake. Yes, peanut butter is definitely a great choice.
What about oats? Well, I have a tendency to make smoothies, like use some kind of milk, and I'll put oats with it, and then I also like to put the peanut butter. Now, are the oats cost too much bulk?
So he's asking if adding oats to a smoothie would add a lot of bulk. That would really just be based on your preference. Oats are good for you. They're high in fiber. They're good for the heart. Anything with fiber is good for the heart. It helps to remove cholesterol from the bloodstream, which would help your heart overall. I actually have a list today of some nutritionally dense foods, or some like superfoods. Superfoods is actually a marketing tool to help you, or to sell foods that would be a little bit better for you. There really is no such thing as a superfood. There are nutritionally dense foods, or, as we hear, a superfood. We do call them that occasionally. One of those superfoods or nutritionally dense foods would be quinoa. Quinoa, it's a grain, or a type of a seed actually. It comes in many different colors. You may see it in black, you may see it in red, yellow, white. It's a plant that's been cultivated for about 5,000 years, and it's indigenous to the Andean region of South America, specifically Bolivia, Ecuador, Chile, and Peru. It was considered the food of the gods by the Incas. It's technically a seed. Quinoa is classified as a whole grain, and it's a good source of plant protein and also plant fiber. 1 cup of cooked quinoa provides about 8 grams of protein and 5 grams of fiber. Unlike some plant proteins, quinoa is a complete protein, meaning that it contains all 9 essential amino acids that our body can't make on their own. So it's a really good choice of a superfood. Quinoa is also naturally gluten-free. It can be eaten safely if you have a gluten intolerance or celiac disease. It also has a lot of nutrients in it, such as manganese, phosphorus, magnesium, folate, and thiamine. So it's really a good food. It can be eaten as a side dish. You can add fruit to it and have it for breakfast. You can put it in a pepper and make a stuffed pepper with it. You can cook it and put it on top of a salad. It really has not much taste to it. It's similar to like a couscous or a rice. So whatever you add to it, it's going to pick up the taste of whatever it is that you're adding into it. It's very easy to cook. It cooks like rice or couscous. Dark leafy greens, they're another nutritionally dense or superfood. So some of those would be Swiss chard, kale, collard, spinach, turnip greens, also a good choice. They contain a lot of nutrients, including folate, zinc, calcium, iron, magnesium, vitamin C, and they're also full of fiber. They contain high levels of anti-inflammatory compounds known as carotenoids, which may protect against different types of cancer. They also help to reduce your risk of chronic illness such as heart disease and type 2 diabetes because they are so good for you. They're also very filling. They make a nice salad, just even to add those greens. You can also eat them as a side dish if you like. They're good on sandwiches. Really can eat those very many ways. Berries, they're also a superfood. Strawberries, blackberries, cranberries, blueberries, strawberries. Any type of berry is good for you. Strawberries are full of fiber. Well, all berries are full of fiber, first of all, because of the skin and then the seeds. Strawberries have that little tiny seed on the outside of them, which is high in fiber, which of course is very good for you. They're a nutritional powerhouse. They're full of vitamins, minerals, fiber, antioxidants. The next one is legumes or beans. Legumes are a class of plants made up of beans. So a soybean would be considered a legume. Lentils, peas, peanuts, alfalfa. Legumes are a rich source of B vitamins, various minerals, protein, fiber. So with the choices of beans, you would get protein, carbohydrate, and you would also get fiber from those, which makes them a very good food. Eating beans and legumes regularly promote healthy weight maintenance. They make you feel very full, plus they have the carbohydrate in them, the fiber, and the protein. Nuts and seeds are also superfoods. Almonds, pecans, pistachios, walnuts, cashews, Brazil nuts, macadamia nuts, peanuts, which are technically a legume but considered a nut, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flaxseed, hemp seeds. Nuts are also rich in fiber, vegetarian protein, and they're also a heart-healthy fat. Any type of nut would have that heart-healthy fat in it. Yogurt and kefir. Greek yogurt's high in protein. It's antibiotic rich or probiotic rich. It contains calcium, it contains potassium. It's very good for digestion. It's good for immunity. So there's some superfoods also. Avocado, which is my last one on the list, is a very heart-healthy fat. It's very rich in fiber. It contains vitamins and minerals. It has folate, magnesium, potassium, a lot of B vitamins in it, such as riboflavin, niacin, B5, B3, B6, vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin K. What can you do with an avocado? You can put it on toast, you can put it on a salad, you can make spreads and dips with it, you can put it on a sandwich. I've seen it made into soups. Can really do a lot with it. Any questions on the superfoods?
Is there any Any concern about eating too much of these foods, like maybe cause diarrhea or something?
Well, he asked if there's a concern eating too many of the superfoods. With anything, too much can affect you. It would just really depend on the person who's eating it. If you couldn't really, you really couldn't have like an overdose of avocados. You would probably get a stomach ache before you got to that point, or you really could probably eat too much if it just irritated you or affected you in any way. I couldn't really see somebody being able to eat enough where it is damaging to where you wouldn't be full or sick in the stomach. Any other questions on the superfoods or any other superfoods or maintaining weight? Hydration.
Well, if a person likes to have coffee and tea, but only a little bit of water, should they have more water and less coffee and tea? If it's constant.
So she asked me if a person would rather drink coffee than water, or coffee or tea over water. Coffee and tea plain has no calories in it. Coffee and tea have a lot of caffeine in it. So if you're affected by the caffeine, you should watch the coffee and the tea. If you're not necessarily affected by the caffeine, you could probably drink an average amount of coffee or tea, but definitely more water. Coffee and tea with having caffeine in it can dehydrate you. So you want to have more water than you would coffee and tea. Coffee and tea are also considered a fluid and count as fluid, but they don't give you the benefit that the water would give you as far as hydration, if that answers your question. Yeah. Okay.
Like for joints or something, you said the water actually helps the joints.
Water will help you, it helps lubricate your body. She asked if water would be helpful with different joints in her body. Yes, water definitely will lubricate your body. Water is so good for your body, and your body is mostly made up of water. So you want to always make sure that you keep replenishing that water. The question could also be, how much water should a person drink? And that can vary from person to person. Usually about 8 glasses a day would be the standard or the average. If you have a medical condition or maybe some type of a medication where you may need to drink more or less, you definitely want to talk to your physician about how much water would be appropriate for you. But the average Joe, at least 8 glasses a day. And depending too, if you're physically active or you're more sediment, can definitely impact how much water you should drink. Any other questions?
Okay, then I think we can wrap up for the day. Thank you very much, Suzanne.
No, you're welcome. My
Wonderful.
pleasure.
Much appreciated. And thank you guys all for coming out as well.